morning, guys. I am making some coffee. This is blurry. I am making some coffee before I get on my treatment. I woke up a little bit ago. I guess it's already 1 o'clock. I felt like I was ahead of the game. But I did wake up a little bit earlier today than I did yesterday, so that's good, even if it's still 1 o'clock. I took Panda out and took Trikafta and had to refill my pill cases this morning. I do it every 2 weeks because I have 2 of them. So I only have to do it every 2 weeks, which isn't that bad. I don't have to do it again pretty much like till the end of May, beginning of June. And I just took my last dose of Trikafta from the other box, so I'm gonna open this new box tonight, which means I will be going into month 4 of Trikafta. That's insane to me. 4 months on Trikafta already, and not much has changed from month 2. I don't cough. I don't remember the last time I coughed. I really don't. I don't cough. I don't get out of breath. I feel my O2 is always like 99, 100 now, which it never was like super low before, but it would run like 96. Now it's like 99. My weight is still like the highest it's ever been, and I'm still maintaining that weight. It's just been these pills, they have been a miracle for me, really, and a lot of other CFers. They are amazing, and I'm so thankful to Vertex and all the researchers that made this possible, because sometimes I feel like I don't have CF, and it's great. So yeah, month 4 right here. I haven't opened the box yet because I started tonight, because when I started Trikafta, I got it late in the day, so I started on the night dose. So I always it's always a little bit lopsided because the night dose for tonight comes out of day 1 for that, etc., etc. But it works out. It's still the same. It's just I started on the night dose, not the day dose. So I took the last day dose of my month 3 box, and I'll take the first night dose of my month 4 box. 4 months. Wow, time can really fly sometimes. So anyway, I'm going to get on my treatment, and don't really know what I'm going to get up to today, because it's just same old, same old. Yesterday was officially day 60 of quarantine. Today makes day 61. So I'm honestly curious if I'm gonna hit 100. I would hope not, because that would be through the entire, like almost the entire month of June, plus some of July if it was 100, and that would just be sad. That would literally be a third of the year in quarantine, but I'll keep doing it as long as I need to do it. As long as it's what's gonna keep me safe and keep others safe, I will keep doing it. So anyway, I'm gonna get on my treatment, and I'll see you guys after. So I hope you guys are doing well in there. I know it's like completely not normal, but in some ways our life still feels normal. You know, there's still very normal aspects of my day. I still take Panda out, I still do treatments, I still do, oddly in the midst of this corona stuff, CF has become almost like this constant schedule I can rely on, because I always have to do it no matter what. So it's oddly comforting that I still have treatments and meds, and yeah. But anyway, so hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you guys in a little while. Hey guys, so I'm gonna upload this, but I just have to tell you that today makes me feel a little bit on the old side. Today it has been, it's popped up in my Facebook memories, it has been 4 years, it's not gonna focus, is it? 4 years since I graduated high school, and it doesn't feel like it's been that long to me. It's like, it makes me feel really old that it's been 4, why are you whining, Panda? 4 years since I graduated high school. I remember that day. I remember I was so nervous that I was just gonna like trip and fall on the stage when I was getting my diploma. Because how it worked is from 9th grade on, I did Abeka Academy, which was an online like kind of video school, homeschooled, but they had a graduation here in Pensacola, Florida for all the homeschool graduates, and I think there was a lot of us, like 300 plus of us, and for like hours before the graduation we were like practicing, and I remember being so hot in my cap and gown, because underneath the cap and gown we had to wear a black skirt and a white like 3/4 sleeve shirt, and I just remember I was so hot wearing that, and then we were practicing for like hours, but I was still so nervous that I was gonna trip and fall. I did not trip and fall. I got my diploma, I got off the stage, and it went well. That night, that was an exhausting day. I do have a vlog from that day, but it's like 2 minutes long. It's called Class of 2016, and that night we drove, that day after the graduation, immediately after, we drove to New Orleans, and I went on a cruise the week after to celebrate. But yeah, it was, I just can't believe it's been that long. And I do have to say that now, seeing, you know, everything that's going on with the virus in the class of 2020, it hurts my heart a little bit, because originally, you know, I didn't know this at the time, but originally I was supposed to be part of the class of 2020. I was supposed to be graduating college this year. Now that didn't happen because some of you guys already probably know about this, but in 2016 I started at Cedarville University and lasted about 12 days before I got really sick and I had to fly home. And so I ended up taking that semester off and went back in the spring of 2017 to try again, and I lasted about a month and a half. I lasted until spring break, which was in March. I went back in January. But when I came back in March, I had a CF appointment and my lung function was down to like 40%, and I had to drop out again. And at that point, I wasn't gonna go back a third time. It was just not, my CF was not working. And it makes me wonder now, actually, I did not plan this at all, but I'm actually wearing the shirt I have from Cedarville when I was in the pre-vet group. That's what EKM is. Kappa something, it's on the back of the shirt. But anyway, so, well, where was I going with that? I completely lost my train of thought now. I wasn't going back a third time. It just wasn't working with my CF. So I haven't really been back to any college since then, because I knew I couldn't do it in person, and then it was, the rest of 2017 was pretty busy, and then 2018 we were working on moving here, 2019 we were working on moving here, and I was getting my dental stuff done. And then 2020, obviously not gonna happen. Oh, but what I was saying was, it makes me wonder now that if I had Trikafta back then, because I was on Orkambi, because I started Orkambi in 2015. I was on Orkambi about 4.5 years before I switched to Trikafta, and I wonder if I'd had Trikafta back then, would it have made a difference? I mean, obviously it's a moot point because I didn't, and that's what happened, but I do wonder sometimes if Trikafta would have made a difference back then. My lungs just couldn't handle the dorm environment. The first time I went in the the fall of 2016, I shared a dorm. I actually had a roommate from China, and we didn't really talk much. Maybe, like, you know, it was like the passing hi, but we didn't really, I don't remember much of that first stint, that 12 days, because I was really sick almost the entire time. So I don't actually remember. Most of my memories I have, which I'm so thankful for, even if I was only there a month and a half, I'm so thankful to have those college memories, was from the stint from January 2017 to March 2017. That's what I remember the most of. I do remember a couple things, like we had this big, from 2016, there was like this big freshman night, and they had a zip line, and I just remember being terrified. Like, they had all the freshmen out doing all this stuff, and I was just terrified. I was like, I want to crawl into a little hole. It helped that, oh, and I remember getting in the line to get our papers and get our classes, and I was just like, seriously, I remember my mom texting me, you should talk to that cute boy in front of you, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna stand in my line and wait to get my papers. And it did help that my brother was there as well, so he's since, you know, left that college, but because I was a freshman when he was a junior, but I was like so terrified. I just remember most of the 12 days I was just figuring it out. I was just like, okay, what am I supposed to do? So those 12 days were just kind of awkward, but I remember from 2017, I loved it. I remember being in the pre-vet group, and I remember the 2 outings I was able to go on. We went to an animal shelter, and we went to I think it was one of the teachers or one of the advisors, I forget, one of their farms, and he had like this procedure, I think it was AI being done on sheep, and so we were watching that, and it was like this big beef farm, so there was a bunch of cattle as well, and it was really cool. So I remember watching that, and just the other stuff. The only class I did not like was speech. You'll see if you go back on my college vlogs, I talk about this informational speech I had to do. It was so stressful. I hated that class. But I loved biology. I loved history. I had a professor I referred to as Mr. Fruity Pebbles because he was a little, but it was a nice class. I liked Bible. I really liked my Bible teacher. He was awesome. What other class was it? Math. Math wasn't my favorite, but the teacher was nice, and it was an easier curriculum because I was like in the lowest math possible because I was like, I failed. I was just, I'm not mathematically inclined. I am more of a literature person. So yeah. But I'm just thankful. But all of that to say, like, when I see all this stuff about the class of 2020, I have to think about, like, you know, I ended up having this different route. I ended up not being able to finish college, but if the CF hadn't been there, I would have been in the same predicament as all these people. And I also think about even graduating high school 4 years ago. I got that graduation, and it is a memory that I will cherish forever. And it hurts for all the people that are either college or high school in the class of 2020 that can't and won't have that. It breaks my heart for them. Hopefully they can have at least somewhat of a graduation maybe this summer, because I can't imagine just getting my diploma in the mail and not having those memories. It was a special time in my life. So yeah, I'm officially old. I graduated 4 years ago. And anyway, so I'm gonna upload this. I haven't really been up to much today. I was just playing some games on the PS4, and my sister's calling me. So I'm gonna say thank you guys so much for coming along on my day today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night.